Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am so excited to show you how to make homemade French bread. This bread is so easy to make, even the beginner can make it. Also, you only need a few ingredients to make this delicious, soft bread. This is one of my family's favorites, so stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. Here are the ingredients that you will need to make this bread. First, we're going to start out with 3 cups of warm water. This water, when I fill it with my finger, can be compared to warm bath water, but if you want an exact temperature, it's 115 degrees. Then you're going to add 1 1/2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, and then you will add a dash of white granulated sugar. Go ahead and give this a stir, and then we're going to cover it up. You can cover it up with a towel. I like to cover mine with a small plate. We just need to keep this mixture warm. Also, I like to set it on a cutting board or a warm surface because my countertop gets really cold. So make sure that you put it on a warm surface. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, add 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar to a mixer or to a bowl, and then you'll add 1 tablespoon of salt. I like this pink Himalayan salt. It has a nice clean taste. Then you're going to add 1/4 cup of melted butter. Our yeast has been sitting for about 10 minutes. I want to show you the top layer of this is nice and foamy, and that is how your yeast should look. So once it reaches this, we're going to add it to the rest of our mixture. Now go ahead and mix this together. Now we're going to add the flour. So this recipe calls for a total of 7 to 8 cups, but I want you to add 3 cups in the beginning and give it a really good stir. Now we're going to add 2 more cups. At this point, we've added 5 cups of flour. So now you're going to go ahead and add 2 more cups, which makes it 7 cups total. Then you're going to give this a good stir. Now I want you to pay attention to the sides of the bowl. You want your dough to pull away from the sides of the bowl and not be sticky. Okay, now I'm going to feel my dough and it feels sticky still. So now I'm going to add just a little bit more flour. That's why the recipe says 7 to 8 cups of flour, because sometimes you still need just a little bit more flour to make your dough not sticky. So if you need a little bit, go ahead and add a little bit more and just make sure that you mix it thoroughly before you fill the dough, just to make sure that it's mixed all the way through and that it's not sticky. Now I could just let this machine knead the dough for me, but I want to take it out of the machine and knead it by hand so that those of you that don't have a machine like this know how to do it by hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of flour on the countertop and set some aside just in case I need more flour if it's too sticky. But try to avoid adding too much flour. Only add it if you really need it, if it's super sticky. Go ahead and remove it from your bowl, and then you're going to push it in on itself. Pull it up, push it in, and just knead this dough for about 5 minutes. Okay, now we're done kneading the dough, so we're going to take a bowl and some saran wrap and some non-stick cooking spray. Go ahead and spray your bowl so that the dough doesn't stick, and then you'll place your dough in the bowl, and then I want you to spray the top of your dough as well. And then you're going to place some saran wrap on top. You can also place a towel over the top, anything to help keep this dough warm. When you put the saran wrap on top, don't seal it tightly. Just kind of set it on top so that the dough can expand. Now go ahead and set your bowl in a nice warm place. I'm going to set it on this cutting board again, and you want your dough to get double in size. So it looks just like this. This is my favorite part when I'm working with dough. Go ahead and punch it down, get all those air bubbles out of there, and then as soon as you're done doing that, we're going to remove it and put it right on our countertop. Now we're going to get 2 cookie sheets, and we're going to spray them with non-stick cooking spray. Okay, so let's start forming our loaves. So I want to show you how you can make different sizes. So go ahead and cut this right down the center, and we're going to use 1 whole thing of dough to make a big loaf. And then with the other side, I'll show you how to make some mini French bread loaves that are really, really fun for individual French dip sandwiches, or you can slice them down the center and you can make flatbread pizza. Anyway, they're really fun. So what you want to do is start rolling this out. You want to roll from the center out and just start forming a big, long loaf. As you're rolling this, you also want to take the whole loaf and just slam it down on the countertop. And what that does is it removes any big air bubbles that you may have in that loaf of bread. Now with the other half of dough, we're going to make 6 little loaves. So go ahead and divide this right in the center, and then you're going to divide it 2 more times on each side. So divide it in the center, and then go ahead and divide it 2 times on each end. Okay, now we're going to cut the slits in the top of the French bread loaves. Now, my favorite way is these kitchen scissors. They are my favorite. All you have to do is slice it and slice it at an angle. But if you don't have these, you can also slice it with a knife. Make sure it has a serrated edge, and you're going to go at an angle and just lightly go back and forth and cut those slits in the top of the bread. Okay, now you'll need just 1 egg white, not the yolk, just the white. So you'll whisk the egg lightly, and then we're just going to take a brush and we're just going to brush the tops of the dough with this egg white. Now let this sit in a nice warm place for about 30 to 40 minutes and let this raise until it's double its size. So go ahead and poke your finger in the side. If it stays indented, it means it's ready to go in the oven. So go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you're going to cook the large loaf for 30 minutes, and you're going to cook the small French bread loaves for 15 to 20 minutes. These little loaves are so fun. You could cut them open, put some roast beef and cheese in there and dip them in au jus. You could also slice them horizontally and have a flat side open pizza. They're so fun. Anyway, there is nothing better than homemade bread, and so easy that even a beginner can make this, you guys. It's so easy and so delicious. I had to laugh at this. My butter was so cold as I was trying to put it on the bread, so it was a little difficult. But anyway, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you'll check out some of my other recipes and fun videos. I do a lot of cleaning, organization, cooking, baking, things like that. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.